By the end of this video, you'll learn how to take real tasks your employees do every single day and turn them into Claude Cowork skills that run on autopilot. I'll build 2 of them right in front of you. And at the end, I'll show you how to find tasks inside your business that could be automated, because knowing how to build this is only half the battle. So here's what we're doing today. First, we're going to connect Claude to your Gmail and teach it how to write emails in your voice, not that generic ABS. And we'll do this without even copy pasting the emails. Then we're going to connect it to Notion. We're gonna build a daily planning system, and then we'll set the whole system to run on its own every morning. And while we do so, I'll also explain you all the concepts behind it. So let's start with email. So this is the Claude app right here. If you don't have it installed, then go ahead and do so. And right here up top, you have 3 tabs. You have Chat, Cowork, and Code. And we're gonna use Cowork for what we're about to build. And in order to use it, you need to be on the Pro or the Max plan. So the first thing we need to do is to give Claude access to our Gmail. Open the sidebar by clicking on this button right here and then go to Customize. In here, you'll have 2 things, skills and connectors. We're gonna use both. Right now, let's focus on connectors. So we said that we want to connect it to Gmail. So just click on the plus button right here, browse connectors, and search for Gmail. Now just press on connect. And now it will open this tab in your browser, press on continue, and then just log in with Gmail. Then you'll see this pop up right here, just press on open Claude, and that's all we have to do. Now Claude has context of our Gmail inbox. See how simple that was? What we just did is called connecting an MCP, which is just a fancy way of saying we gave Claude a bridge to one of our tools. So basically you connect it once, and from now on Claude can actually work with your email instead of just talking about it. So now Claude can access our email, but here's the problem. If I just say write an email for me, it's gonna write it in that generic AI voice everybody hates, you know? So we're gonna teach Claude how to write emails the way I actually write them, in my tone, with my style, and we're going to save that as something called a skill, which is really just a set of instructions you give Claude once, so it knows how to do a specific task your way from now on. Now let's just start a new task in Cowork. So basically Cowork can work inside your computer. And by clicking right here, you can choose a folder on your PC for it to run in. So let's go ahead and do so. I'm gonna name mine Cowork Demo, go ahead and create a folder and click on open. Let's see if it can actually read my Gmail. Can read the last email I received and send a message. Okay, so first it says that it doesn't have access, but then it checks if there's a connector available. And then it found it, and now it's trying to find my most recent email. So basically, it's a security alert from Google received today. It's notifying you that you allowed Claude for Gmail. So it's basically the connection that we just did here. Awesome. If you click on it, it will open it inside the mail, but we don't want to do that yet. Now let's create the skill I was talking about. So I want to create a skill in this directory you have access to. So I only want Claude to have context of this skill in the folder we created. I don't want to install it globally. You can install it globally as well. Then I need you to use it for when we write emails, so these sound exactly like me. So ask me a few questions about how my style is. So we're gonna define our style together with Claude. Now also I would like to completely exclude the slang plus the dashes as separators, you know, this right here. Okay, so let's send a message. See, first it's trying to read the skill creator skill. This is not something I already have, this is something that Claude has. So they have a standard for creating these skills, it's not just something I invented. Now it's asking us a few questions. How would you describe your email tone? So I'm just gonna choose some options of the default ones. You can also use this right here to input your answer if it's different from the options it gave you. I'm gonna go with straight to the point. How do you typically greet and sign off in emails? I'm gonna go with this option. For the length, it depends on context. What kind of language do you naturally avoid in emails? Corporate, speak, for sure, filler and fluff. And now let's send the answers. When you need something from someone, how do you phrase it? I'm gonna go with this option. This makes it sound a bit more human. Awesome, next. Now this is an important question, so it's asking us to paste an email. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and copy an email I've sent. Okay, I just pasted it, so let's send. Now it's using a tool to actually write this skill. It's trying to find a skill directory which doesn't exist yet. It's trying to run a command on my PC. I'm just gonna go for always allow because I trust it. Then another one. It seems like always allow didn't work properly. So my email writer skill is ready. Now if we were to check the folder, see, we can see it right here, the skill.md file, and we have the path to it on our PC. Now if I were to open the folder, let me just show you. Right here, you'll see it as empty, but you have to just press Command-Shift-period on Mac to see the hidden files. Then you'll see this new folder, .claude, and inside it you'll have the skills folder, and then the email writer we just created. So we basically just taught Claude how we do something, right? Now we don't have to give it context for when we want to write emails. We don't even have to copy them because as you've seen, it has access to our inbox. Now we can open the file if we click on it right here and see what's inside, how we define the skill. But I'll just close it for now, so we have this context bar here. Now I'll just send an email to myself from another address so we can test that it replies fine. I've just sent it. Let's just ask it about our latest email. So it's from my other email address. I received it just now. The subject says consultation needed. The body of the message, I didn't even sign myself right. So it's like a lead asking about AI automation for the marketing agency. So let's see what it does. Can you research a few problems and automations for that niche and draft a reply? Now we could also teach it how to do research. We could create a skill for this as well, because really I want it to be done exactly as I do it. So it used my wrongly signed name. Good question, and honestly marketing agencies are one of the niches where automation makes the biggest difference because there's so much repetitive work that eats into your team's time. That sounds good. Here are a few areas where we typically see the most impact for agencies like yours: lead generation and follow-up. It shows what processes we could automate and the problems that they have right now. So for lead generation, for client reporting, for client onboarding, content production, awesome. And then these are the ones that come up most often, but every agency is a little different depending on how you're set up and where the bottlenecks actually are. Awesome. And it's also trying to schedule the call. And now it's asking me if I want to save it as a draft. So let's tell it to do so. It's saved as a draft reply. We can click right here, view draft, open the link, and it will show right here. Awesome. Now I haven't really tested if we could actually send the email with Claude. They are pretty conservative with their access. So let's see. We still have to do one step manually. There's third-party connectors which we could use and actually get this access right, but we don't want to do so yet. So what did we just do? So we connected a tool, Gmail. We built a skill for how we write emails. And now we have an AI employee that drafts emails just like us, with full context from our inbox. Now that's cool, but you still have to tell it what to do. The next one we're building runs every single morning. So let's set it up. Now we're gonna connect Notion to our Cowork. So the same thing we did with Gmail. So click right here on customize. Click on the plus button. I already have it connected, but let me show you how to do so. Click on the plus button here, browse connectors, search for Notion. Awesome, click on the plus button that will appear here and click on connect. It will open a browser window. You can go through the process, it's pretty simple. Now go back to the chat window we were using. We're gonna use the same one because we want to store this in the same folder. Or we can open a new one with access to that specific folder. We're gonna test the connection to Notion directly by giving it something to do. So create a task database in my Notion called focused work. It needs a status, new and done, a description and a date. I'll keep it simple for now. For the view, I want to use the date as a column header so I can see what I have to do today, tomorrow, and what I did yesterday. So let's send it. So it searched through my Notion and now it's asking me where I want it to be created. So I'm just gonna select top level. The database is created. Now it's setting up the board view grouped by date. So what I just asked it for. Awesome, it's done. So let's go in Notion and see. So it created this page right here. It will appear at the top. Awesome. And then a database inside it. I don't know why it created it on 2 levels, but that's okay. And we have this default view and then the by date view that it just created. Now here's where it gets good. So I'm gonna create a skill that does planning for me. I'm gonna give it my goals. I'm gonna give it a bit of context of what I do daily, what I work on. We're gonna store that context somewhere so it has access to it when it runs by itself, so we don't have to give it in the prompt, and then it will create tasks for us. I need you to create a context file in the folder you have access to for what I work on daily, how much I work and my goals basically. So I'm working from 7 AM to 7 PM with a 2-hour lunch break. In the first part of the day I'm focusing on building content for YouTube. I'm trying to post 2-3 videos a week, and then in the second part of the day on client work. So the end purpose of this is for us to create a skill that you can run daily at 7 AM that creates my tasks for the day. So ask me more questions so you get more context. What does your content work typically involve in the morning? So it's asking me custom questions based on the context I already gave it. So I'm just gonna say scripting, editing, filming. For this one, mix of calls plus building. For my current big picture goals, I'm gonna choose both equally. Are there recurring weekly tasks I should know about? I don't have a fixed schedule. How should a daily task plan pull in work? This is an important question. I want to do it from a set routine. How many tasks do you realistically want to see for a given day? Not a wish list, but what to actually get done. Now in here, I'm just saying you can estimate how much it takes and we'll adapt as we go. So we're gonna change how it estimates the tasks as we use the skill. We'll improve it. Where should the daily tasks land? in the focused work database. Now it's trying to calibrate how it estimates things, and it's asking me what does a typical task look like in terms of time. For example, how long does scripting a video takes you versus editing versus filming. So scripting is around 1-2 hours. Okay. For client work in the afternoon, what's a typical split between calls and actual build time? Mostly building. Okay. Now it's writing this daily work file.md. It's making it pretty big. And it is done. It created a context file. Then it added the schedule. It added information about the morning block, then the afternoon one, and then our goals, and some task generation rules. Okay, now it's asking me if I want to move on to creating the skill now. Go ahead and create it. So it has enough context for the conversation we just had to be able to create this skill and to create the tasks we need daily. This won't be perfect from the first try. As you use it, you'll find problems and you'll also find things you can improve. But that's the beauty of it. You don't have a team behind it. You can just tell Claude to improve it. It's trying to set up the system that allows this skill to be run first thing in the morning. And now it's asking us if we want to create it or not. Now, something really important. This will only run if you have your PC open. So you need to have Claude active. So everything's set up. Here's what was created. This skill, the reusable instruction set that tells Claude how to generate your tasks. Awesome. Now the scheduled tasks, daily task planner, running at 7:02 Monday through Friday. It will check our recent tasks and then create new ones. Okay, now we need to update it a bit. I also want to pull from the previous day what wasn't done. Awesome, it's done. Now go right here on scheduled and you'll find it here. Next run is tomorrow at 7 AM. Now you have this setting that you can use. You have keep awake right here. And when enabled, Claude will prevent your computer from going to sleep. Now I'm usually awake at 7:02, so I don't need it. Now let's just press on the task and go ahead and press on run now. It says here that it started right now. You can click on view and it will open another chat window here. It's reading the daily work file that we created earlier. It's trying to fetch what we have for yesterday. Okay, and it created 5 tasks. Let's go to our Notion and check it. So we only see the today column, which is okay. Telling us to script a video, then film a tutorial. Okay, now we're giving real examples here. These are not videos I know about, so they don't make sense. So we need to update the skill. See, as I told you earlier, as we use it, we'll find problems that we'll fix. The rest of them sound fine, so let's just tell it to not use real examples of videos. Maybe later we'll link it to a content calendar, but right now I don't want to do so. So go back to your chat. So I need you to update the skill to not give titles for the videos or actual things to work on. Go a bit more generic, like script YouTube video, film YouTube video, client work, outreach. We could give it more context so it could go deeper into what we do. While it executes, I'm gonna go back to Notion. I'm gonna move this to yesterday. Awesome. Done. Let me also mark a few as done and leave one as new. So we can see that it moves tasks over. It should move this one to today. It's done. Let's test it again. So go to scheduled, click on the task and run now. It will appear as a new run here. And now we need to see that it creates the tasks without specific names. And then we need to see that it takes the task that we left as new from yesterday and moves it to today, this one here. As you can see, it already found that it has one carryover. Here's your day. Let's check Notion. Awesome. So it created 1, 2, 3, 4 tasks and then it carried one over. The ones it created now are a bit more generic, which is what we wanted. So we just created 2 agents that help you do your daily work in a few minutes. Now you know what a skill is. It's basically a set of instructions that you give Claude to do a specific task the way you want it done. Then you kind of understand now what an MCP is. So it's basically a connection with another tool like Gmail, Notion, and much more. How to schedule a task? It's pretty simple because Claude does it for you. But now the real question most people get stuck on is, what should I even automate? Where do I actually start? So let me teach you how to find things in your day-to-day work that you could automate. Go ahead and open your chat here. And now let's describe to Claude what we do every day. I'm going to describe what I do. So every day and then I give it a couple of things I do every single day. Now I'm just going to ask it simply, what could be automated, right? So I'm basically just brainstorming with Claude. And now you're wondering why it looks this simple, right? Because it is. Good question. Looking at your list, some of these are hand-on creative work that can be automated, but a surprising amount can. Here's how I'd break it down. So can be automated filming and editing. Actually, this is a bit of a lie, as parts of editing can be automated, but let's keep brainstorming. Now I feel like I cheated a bit because I already have some automations in Claude. You have skills for this, but you could push them further. For example, your motion animation skills already generates this from code. If you pair with motion extractor skill, you could feed in a finished script and get animation prompts generated automatically before you even start editing. Research trending ideas and short content hooks. Your content strategies. Okay, I already have this skill, so I'm cheating a bit. So let's go to this section here. Could be automated today with a new skill or scheduled tasks. Titles. We could build a skill that takes your video topic and generates 10-15 title options based on what's performing well in the AI automation niche. Awesome. This is an awesome skill I could just create now. This usually takes me around 30 minutes to do manually. I'm still using AI, but I have to input the prompt every single time I'm doing so. Now descriptions, this take me around 2 minutes, so it's not really worth automating. Thumbnails, we can't edit the image for you, but a skill could generate thumbnail concepts, text overlay, layout, color scheme based on the video topic, or even generate a base image with AI that you refine. I mean, they can actually edit the image, so it made a small mistake here. Then it's suggesting me a couple of options I should actually automate. The biggest time saving would come from 3 things. A weekly idea research task that runs automatically and feeds you titles, trending topics and hooks every Monday. This one sounds great. It's actually something I might use. I could give it some steps like go online and search for the videos that performed best last week. Go on a news channel and find out what's new in the AI automation space. Then extract this, put them together somehow, match my style and create some hooks. Then a description writer skill, this one I don't want to do. A title researcher skill, I actually have something similar, but that's in Claude Code, not in Cowork here. So it gave me some ideas, right? It made a small mistake here. Now, I cheated a bit because I already have some skills here. Maybe it wouldn't have thought of this if I didn't have them, but it did. Let's not stop here, let's brainstorm further. So I think we can actually automate thumbnails if you create a skill that has access to a script you create on my local. So basically skills are a bit more complex than I've showed you. I just wanted to keep it simple so you can actually start working with them. But skills run on your PC. That means Claude has access to execute things on your file system. So it can run commands, it can execute scripts, and scripts are just parts of code that could do a specific action. For example, I have a skill on my local that generates my thumbnail. So it's basically integrated with Gemini for image generation. It knows my style and everything about me, and then it actually generates the thumbnail. If you want to know more about skills, go on my channel. I have a lot of videos on them. Also give me other ideas of things I could automate. Don't take into consideration skills you have access to. So let's send a message. Okay, so you write on the thumbnails, and then it gives me a broader list of things you could automate. For content production, I can automate thumbnail generation, then YouTube descriptions, then tags and SEO. I can include this in my YouTube descriptions. Then social media repurposing, which is great. I don't know why I haven't done this yet because I've wanted to start posting on Twitter and on LinkedIn for a while now. Shorts extraction. So analyze a long form script or transcript and identify 2-3 best segments that would work as standalone shorts. Awesome. This is an awesome automation that I could do as well. Because we're in a conversation where I told it about my client work, it's also trying to go there and search for things I could do. So lead follow-up sequences, this is a great one. Audit report generation, I already have this one. Proposal generation, I already have this one as well. But not in Claude, so it didn't see them, I didn't cheat this time. Weekly analytics digest, invoice reminders, then an end of day review, which could work so I can increase my productivity. A content calendar sync, I already have this one, and then it gives me the highest ROI ones. And then it's asking me if I want to start building. See how easy it was for me to find some ideas of things that I could automate. Now go ahead and check out my other videos. There's a lot of things you can discover. There are a lot of ideas for stuff you could automate. Again, most of my videos are on Claude Code. It's not really this tab right here. It's running on my local. It sounds more technical, and it is, but believe me, it's worth it. So if you want to go deeper on automating your work or maybe even building automations for clients, then you can check out this video right here. Or you can go on my channel, you have a large selection of things you could watch. I even have a beginner's guide tutorial on Claude Code. And the concepts for MCP and skills are the same ones as in Cowork. So basically it's the same backbone.